What exactly is happening?
Now we know who killed Jason. Now it's time to guess what happened to Fred.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to So by GG 101. Today it's Wednesday, which can only mean one thing. That's right, it's time for another recap, review, whatever, of Riverdale. So, can we please just get into this episode? So, I at first thought the episode was like uber boring, but then towards the middle-ish and definitely the ending, it got crazy interesting. So, basically, since the shooting at Pop's diner, someone put vandalism on Pop's trailer of his diner, and now nobody wants to go in. So obviously Betty is now crusading for it to stay open by any means necessary. We all know that Hyman Lodge is back, and his whole goal is to try and make amends with Veronica. FP, who is Jughead's dad, gets an offer for 20 years to just kind of confess to what he did, to all the charges that were brought against him, and freaking, Jughead is like,
no, we're not doing that. There's gotta be another way. Your lawyer sucks. We need a better lawyer.
So Jughead then turns to one of the guys, the Serpents, who's been helping him out, and he's like,
bro, there's got to be something that we can do for my dad.
So he's like, listen, there's only... First time out. He wanted to kind of pull like an Escape from Alcatraz for his dad. And he was like, nah, you need to call this person. And the person, I think her name is like Penny or something. And she's the lawyer for the Serpents. She's a female member of the Serpents. And they put her through law school. So she's like their in, which any organized crime actually should really have. It's actually genius, not encouraging organized crimes, but just saying in the grand scheme of things, very smart. So he enlists her, she gives him legal advice. So he was like, so what happens now? Do I pay you or what? She's like,
no, let's just say I helped you, and in the future maybe you can help me. We're friends.
Now, who would not find that suspicious? Almost as suspicious, okay, as Mona Lisa and Raphael in the graveyard singing, "Don't be suspicious."
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, oh, don't be suspicious, oh, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, oh, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
It's suspicious, okay? So basically, she tells him that all you need to do is get the victims to ask for forgiveness or plead leniency for FP, and he should be fairly good. Like, he could actually, like, do his time with parole or whatever. So, of course, they have to go and now talk to the Mary Cherries, and she's all like,
absolutely not.
and Betty's like,
oh no, so this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna do it, because if you don't do it, I am going to release the video of your daddy killing your brother.
Betty just got all kinds of crazy Betty. Crazy Betty. So, while all that's happening, she's also, Betty, being she, is also trying to get the diner to not close down. So she's trying to think of all these different things that she can do. And she decides to do a throwback night for the diner. So everybody's in extra short shorts, like 60s roller skating, Sonic kind of a deal. And it's there that, you know, the transaction happens. A lot of things happen there, but we're going to get back to all that later. Archie is so self-indulgent. I cannot stand this kid. Archibald is sitting here like,
First my dad, then Mrs. Grungewald. What if this person is after me and everybody that I love?
Archie, why are you so full of yourself? Why do you think that everything that happens in Riverdale has to do with you? Don't nobody care about you? No. Listen, if you want to know how I really feel about you, go ahead. Listen to Sean Paul's song, I Don't Mess With You. Not Sean Paul. Big Sean. I don't mess with like, yo, I cannot stand Archie. So he's thinking that. So he goes to the police and he tells them his psychotic theory after enlisting the help of Betty's mom to find an autopsy on what happened to Mrs. Grunchwall. And how ironic. She was, how do you say, not suffocated, but she was strangled with a cello bow. The coroner says that it was a crime in the heat of passion, so the person who did it probably knew her. There was no signs of forced entry. As we saw from last episode, the window was open, so he clearly went through an open window, which obviously isn't sign of a forced entry, but it also isn't sign of knowing the person and letting the person in. Just throwing that little schmurp fact out there. So while all this is going on, Hyman Lodge is trying to, like, get Veronica to talk to him, and she just refuses to because of all the things that he did. And in the end, she talks to Jughead, who convinces her that Archie's dad almost died. His dad's gonna go to jail for, like, ever and a day. And, you know, if your dad is at least trying, you should give him a chance. Which, in retrospect, put in retrospect for Veronica that Jug's right. And she probably should give him a shot. So all that happens. Archie's dad is up. He's kind of walking around, you know, doing his thing. And you guys, I don't know. I kind of feel like the episode was all over the place. We're introduced to drugs in the school. And now it's like a thing of the Zodiac killer. Because how the episode ended is that the guy, right? The killer man, I'm gonna get real close to talk to you guys because it's just this, we need to talk. So the killer man goes to the woods where Moose and this random girl is, and he shoots them. Now, I don't know if they're dead or not, but there was a lot of blood splatter after they got shot. So I'm just saying, like, schmurp. Archie bought a gun from that same deranged Boy Scout who was shooting in Sweetwater River the day Jason disappeared. It's just, you guys, this episode kind of gave me a headache. Just a little bit. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. Like, so many things was happening, you know. The very ending just kind of reminded me of the Zodiac killer. That's how the Zodiac killer killed his victims. And I'm trying to think of what could be the link. At the event that Betty threw, the Throwback Thursday or whatever at the diner, Betty's mom showed up because, of course, she has to be there. She's almost like the Grim Reaper. Like, she comes to show support, but not really. She came to, like, cover a story. And she notices that one of the guys is selling drugs, and all of a sudden the serpents come in, and she tells Betty, you have just pretty much given leadway to Riverdale's drug problem. You're like the undercover drug lord. Congratulations. You did it. You're not the weakest link. You one who wants to be a millionaire. You did it. And Betty's just really confused, like, bruh, what are you talking about? You guys, this episode was just clinically insane. Oh, and did I forget to mention, the only reason why Pops is still, like, open is because the lodges made a sizable donation to help them. And right after Veronica forgives them, and it's like,
Everything needs to be transparent, you guys.
they lied to her face twice because they actually bought out Pop's diner and paid him extra so that way he wouldn't tell anyone. And then on top of that, when Veronica approached her father about not wanting to have a relationship with him, she showed the mom the letter where the father had threatened the mom. So that way Veronica would go to court for her dad so he could get out sooner. And when she showed the letter, Hermione said that she wrote it, when in fact she did schnatz. And I thought that it was very obvious when she said that she didn't do it, but like when you get to the end where, you know, Hyman says, oh, we own Pops, he also says thank you for your constant support and loyalty to the lodges. So you guys, I don't know. I don't know. All I can think of right now is that Riverdale has become the Pretty Little Liars version of the Zodiac killer, and now there's a killer on the loose. Archie has a gun. FP found out about what Jughead did with that Serpent's lawyer, and he's not happy about that, and he's saying stay clear of her. I don't know, you guys. This episode was just a hot mess. But so many things were going on. Like, it's almost clinically insane what was going on in this episode. Because, like, I felt like I was very absent-minded for half of it. But then there were certain parts where I was just like, what? I don't know. I just felt like this was one of those episodes where I needed to really lean in and converse with you guys, because I don't know, I kind of feel like Pretty Little Liars dried up all the melodramatics that I can deal with from my life. So like I feel like Riverdale is just so extra, but the thought of having a serial killer running around excites me because I'm that messed up at the brain. So I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you guys think are gonna happen? Leave it in the comments down below. Let's start a chat. Let's have a chat party. Let's have a Riverdale chat party. Okay? You and me and you, both of us together. Let's chat. Okay, so that is all that I have for you guys tonight for Riverdale. I will be seeing you next week with a review of episode 3 from season 2. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, or if you enjoyed me and you want to see more from me, then you definitely need to be part of the GG Meister Merpod and come swimming with us on all of our adventures. How might you do that? You're probably asking. Oh, well, it's simple. All you have to do is rate, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Loves and likes ya. Bye!